Rob Revilius here from Property Well System. What I want to talk to you about in this video is something a bit different, bats. Before undertaking any project, you always got to consider the constraints. That may be trees, it may be ecology, it may be bats. So in this case it was bats because we've got a roof line here and many tiles and many opportunities for protected bats to roost. If you look at these roof lines, all these pin tiles, all at the top here, are possible opportunities for bats to roost, and that will stop any development work. So on this particular instance, we brought this project later in the year, and there's an optimal bat survey time that ends at end of September. We literally had it done on the last day in September, well, after a lot of rushing around. Otherwise, we would have had to wait till the next optimal time, which is May, which delays the whole planning application by 6 months, which obviously, when you own a property, you incur fees and costs of finance to hold that property. So that would have been quite an expensive exercise. So we had an initial survey come down and they said, well, look, there's all these opportunities for bats to stay. You're like, oh, you know, your mind starts running wild, thinking you're going to have loads of concerns. We got a specialist down here. We engaged 3 via tender to see what price they did and how soon they can produce. They came down here, they set up all their equipment. There's 3 surveyors checking each elevation to make sure that they captured it, and they stayed here during sundown. Luckily in this case we were fine. They saw one coming from a churchyard just to feed here and then flew off. But they watch for all these little orifices where the bats can go in and make sure that they're not there. But there's certain conditions that they kind of look for, south facing, you know, a bit more remote. So we knew we were fairly safe in those instances. But your bat surveyor, when you're thinking about the constraints, I thought that was a bat just then, thinking about your constraints of the building, will advise you of the best option to take. As an investor and developer, every project you will learn something new, and certainly bats were more at the forefront of our mind. Right at the start of purchasing it, we were very aware that we needed a bat survey done, but it became a bit of a scrabble towards the end to get the right surveyor. So now we go into the next project being more advanced, making sure that we're doing all that work but ahead of time. But it's a fascinating subject. There's a lot of specialist people who are very passionate about bats, so it's very topical or contentious subject sometimes. But yeah, I learned loads during this project. Loads more information on this channel. If you're interested, either click here or here. Like and subscribe, hit the notification button to get far more information on investment and development.